everybody and welcome back. And if you're new, I'm Bo. I make videos relating to art and art book reviews and things all about art in general. And today we are going to take a look at my entire art book collection thus far. So I have a lot. I think I calculated around 20 books so far. And so to make it easier, I've broken it down to categories. We've got sort of educational type books, we've got video game books, there's just artist books in general, and movie books. So I think we'll start with video game books because there's only 2 in that pile. It's the smallest pile. So I'll start with this one, The Art of Dauntless. Never heard of this game before I bought the book. Kind of want to play the game after buying the book because it's a pretty good book. I was going to say it's a pretty book and that sounds a bit strange, but as you can see, it's got a lot of different stuff in it. I feel like, there's that page we just went past. It's a little sort of World of Warcraft, I feel. Sort of it's not exactly, but where's that page? Like this page, for example, sort of like that one especially reminds me of WoW, but in general it's a beautiful book. I haven't had time trying to hold this. It's got all sorts of things. There's weapons design, there's animals, landscapes, buildings, characters, you name it. It's got it. It's a great book. I definitely recommend that one. And one, I think, staple piece everyone has to have. Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Stunning game, stunning book. What more could you want? This is a very big book. I like Zelda Breath of the Wild. I think everyone's played it, more or less. Amazing game. I had played a little bit of Zelda games in the past, but when Breath of the Wild came along, I have hundreds of hours in that game. That is a beautiful game. You can never get bored in that game. So when this book came out, I had to pick it up. Like, there's, again, all sorts of things in this book. Weapons, like, just look at that. And there's character designs, character posters. It's a great book. Highly recommend. 10/10. Beautiful. Now I think we will go with the sort of educational, sort of informative category. Number 1, Mythical Beasts. It's a 3D Total book. If you don't know, 3D Total is a sort of publisher that publishes all sorts, just a good range of different things, a lot of sort of informational books, and this one is on Mythical Beasts. So when you open it up, there's, once again, all sorts of sort of step-by-steps, which is beautiful. Cracking. Love it. I, at this stage, don't do creature art, but I very much want to get into it, hence this next book. Element of Encyclopedia of Magical Creatures. This is, what year was this? It's out of print. I had to hunt this down on eBay. 2005, so it's not that old, but surprisingly hard to find. It's not an art book per se, it's more sort of got information about A to Z creatures. There are some sketches and things in the book, but mostly information. But I think it's a very good book for if you are a creature designer and you want to either learn more or just, you know, flip it open. Which creature do you want to draw today? There's tons in here. Brilliant. Now, another from 3D Total, Sketching of the Imagination, Characters. They have tons of this. This is a series of books, the Sketching from the Imagination. There's fantasy, there's another one that's about to come out is storytelling. Definitely want to get that. That looks beautiful. There's all sorts. There's just tons of them. But definitely if you're a story creator, you want this one. Definitely recommend checking it out. And one thing that 3D Total does, and a lot of other people do, but they have a lot of different artists within here. So if you want to check out other artists, there's all sorts. There's, see, like, there's one artist, Amanda Kilstrom. You got another one. Did I read that wrong way? I don't know. Jacob Vippen or Vippen Jacob, I don't know. So there's lots of artists in there. So if you're a character designer, definitely recommend that one. Now the last one from the information category, Renderwave's Colorpedia. Now this was the first run that they did. The second volume Kickstarter has just closed, so sorry if you are hearing about this for the first time. I'm pretty sure they will probably do more runs in the future because they are so popular. But it is basically just a collection of all sorts of just information in general, how-tos, and sort of colour theory and all sorts of things like that. So if you can get your hands on a copy, there might be some on, say, eBay or something like that. It's got a lot of useful tips in it, so definitely check it out. And as with all of these books, I do review, like, sort of flip throughs. So if you're interested in any of these and you're not sure if you want to buy it just yet, make sure to have a look at the flip through videos that I do, and if I haven't posted it yet, just let me know in the comments and I'll make sure that I do a flip through of that particular book for you. So yes, good book. Definitely good for both beginners and intermediates and all alike, so take a look at that one. Now we've got two categories left. We've got the movies and we've got the just standalone artists, and the artists is definitely the smaller pile, so I think we'll go with that. Leave the big pile for last. So, to start off with, I've had this book for a long time before I even started collecting art books, and I realised it's got some gorgeous artwork in it. So, like, it should belong in my art book collection. So, it's called The Magic of Isis. It is by Alana Fairchild, but the illustrations are done by Jimmy Manton. So, it's, as this sort of says down here, it's sort of a book of incantations and prayers. I adore Egyptian stuff and ancient history stuff. I am an ancient history student, so I'm a sucker for gorgeous ancient artwork. So, like, it's stunning. I have tried to find this artist online. I haven't been successful. I don't quite know why, if there's multiple people with that name, or I don't know, but if you can find this book and you love Egyptian stuff, it's gorgeous. Actually, I'll give you a close up because it is a smaller book. I'm not quite sure if you can see it from far away, but gorgeous. Now, two more for this category and we move on to the next one. So, next one in artist books, this is the Komorebi, The Art of Jamila Knopf. I hope I'm saying her name correctly. Anyway, she is a gorgeous artist. She has such beautiful work and just, it's stunning. Definitely go check her out. So there's sort of some how-tos and things like that, but just, it's stunning to look at her work in general. It's beautiful. So, go check her out. Another one to check out is, if you ever watched the if you ever watch The Dark Crystal, either the original film or the TV show, and you just love that sort of fairy kind of whimsical style, or if you've ever heard of Brian Froud, who was the illustrator for all that sort of stuff, Dark Crystal and The Labyrinth, I believe was the other one he did, but you know, just all that sort of stuff, and just love fairies and things in general, you have to check this book out. It's by Iris Compiet, I hope, again, I'm saying her name correctly. It's so much fun. I believe all of it is done with watercolour. I don't think she really does any other mediums. I could be wrong. But, I mean, obviously apart from sketching. But it's just, you know, you got all your classic kind of, like, nymphs, and there's, what are those things? The Harry Potter, oh, it's in here somewhere. But, you know, it's just, there we go. This little buddy, I still can't remember his name. Let's see if it's on this page. Mandrake, there we go. Why did I couldn't remember that? But it's just, it's so cool, and it's full of life and colours, and even if it's just muted sort of colours, it's just, it's gorgeous. Check it out if you love that sort of thing. Now, last but not least, because who am I kidding? I'm always going to be buying art books, but we've got the film category. So, to start off with, I've got a lot in, like a lot of sort of the same films, different books, so I will try and keep all the same films together as we go. So to start off with, we will go with Star Wars. I have, I don't know, let's say like 5 books from Star Wars. So I've got this one, Star Wars Costumes, the original trilogy. Now, this was the second one to come out. The first one came out in something like 2005, which I have now a copy of, and I will talk about that when we get to it, but for now, the original trilogy. Now, yes, costumes, however, it's always, I think, handy for visual representations to see different ideas that can translate into your art. So, while there's a lot of pictures and things, there's also sketches. So if you like Star Wars, think about this. I do love this one, but I think the next one is, it probably trumps it, but it's very hard to find a copy of this next one. Dressing a Galaxy. This book, this is the one I said came out in something like 2005. At the time, I was too little. My mum thought about getting it, but thought it was something like $80, and she thought, no, it will get cheaper. It only increased in price. These books go for hundreds of dollars these days. I don't know why, but they just seem to be such a small run or something, because they're really hard to find. So luckily I scored this book earlier this year. It came from France, although, I mean, it's in English, but it came from France. So, it's stunning. I found this in a library one day and thought, oh my god, I need this book. And then I found out how much it was. So I've constantly been on the lookout for the last couple of years. But, you know, you got, again, images, because it is a costume book. Like, look at that, look at the detail. And you have sketches, and it's just, it's stunning. If you're a Star Wars fan, I would either recommend trying to find it, or just, there are a lot of these images online as well, so you might not need the book if you don't want the book, but it's gorgeous. I love it. I'm glad I finally have a copy. So, there's that one. Next in our Star Wars run, The Force Awakens. Now, I plan on getting a lot more of these. For now, I just have The Force Awakens, I believe. Yeah, of the new ones. So, once again, images, 3D models, sort of half-rendered sketches. It's fun. I think Star Wars art books, are some of the most amazing visual sort of books for artists, because there's just so much. There's so much sort of life and fantasy and inspirate. Like, there's so many ideas in these things. Star Wars is not our reality, you know. It's a created universe where anything can happen. So they're constantly making different creatures and robots and droids, and you know, there's everything. There's endless possibilities. So I think you can never have enough Star Wars art books. They're great. I love them. If you haven't been able to tell already, I love Star Wars. We have another 2 to go. Another 2 Star Wars books to go. I like it. Next one. Star Wars The Phantom Menace. I don't know how easy this one is to get. I don't think it's terribly hard. I found this copy in a sort of retro store. But I didn't even know these ones existed until I found it. Again, lots of sketches. I think it's fun. Now, the last Star Wars one, very big. I think it weighs about 5.5 tons. No, it's not 5.5 tons, that'd be enormous. 5.5 kilograms. That's what the website said, something about that. So, it's big. It's very big. I keep it in a protected box because, one, this is a collector's item. There was a run of something like 10,000 or 5,000 copies. Came out, I think it came out last November 2020. If you're watching this in the future, I think it was November 2020 this was released. So I will just open it up quickly and we'll take a look. Once again, huge book. So there's, how many pages was this? A lot. It was 500, 600. Ooh, no, a bent page. Alright, it's over, I think it's close to 600 pages. Now, this one is episodes 1 to 3. I think, personally, the sketches for this trilogy are a lot prettier than the original trilogy. I have nothing against the original trilogy. I know people make fun of the prequels a lot, but growing up with them releasing, I love them. I love both, but just from an artistic standpoint, I love the prequel designs a bit more. I think it's a combination of sort of the technology of the time and things like that. But so this one was copy, what's that say, 9,000, there we go, 9,816. So yeah, it must have been out of 10,000 copies. You probably can still grab a copy of these. I haven't looked, obviously, because I have my own now, but if you're interested, take a look before it's too late. So, whoop, this is going to be difficult. So, there's a few hundred pages of each film, because as I said, it goes through 1 to 3. There's information, there's sketches, photos, Oh, this is really hard to show. This is such a big book, but eventually I will do a flip through of this. A very big book, so I might not flip through all of it, but it's stunning, it's gorgeous. If you're a big fan, this is a collector's item, so definitely take a look. Also, one thing I should mention before I pop this away, the publisher is Taschen Books. I don't know if that's helpful or not, but that publishing company has done a few sort of Star Wars archives books in the past now. They've even done like little small copies. I don't know if they're as limited as the big ones. There you go. If you're not interested in a huge one, I'm pretty sure the original trilogy had the small. I'm not sure if this one has the small yet, but there you go. Now we've got 5 books left to get through, so I have a feeling this is going to be a bit of a long video, but if you love art book collections like I do, I love looking at what people have to further my own collection. Hopefully you are enjoying this, so if you are, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment if you want to see any of these in like their sort of individual videos. Next film we shall go with is Harry Potter. Now, we've got Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the illustrated version of the book, so not the film, just the book, because there was a book first, if you don't know, but I imagine you do know. So, goes through all the animals. Again, if you are a creature designer, might be a fun addition to your collection. So there's that one. Then we have the Fantastic Beasts film edition. Got the big, oh, I forgot his name. I don't know. He's like a storm bird, but he's like, that's not his name. Anyway, gorgeous bird. So, this is not the best way to show this book. Some of these are just so bulky. I need to figure out how to do this a bit better. So, here, like digital versus 3D model, at least that's what it looks like, 3D model. We've got, you know, just character design, sort of more creature design. That looks like a Cornish pixie, but I don't think it is. What is that? Doxy. It's a doxy. Maybe it's related to a Cornish pixie. Anyway, Fantastic Beasts. If you are a fan of Fantastic Beasts, I think they could have put more creatures in this book. I was a little disappointed on that side of things, but it's still a nice book. The last one for the Harry Potter section is this one. This gorgeous book. Once again, very thick. Lots of pages. What is it? We've got less than I thought, about 400 pages. Anyway, we've got woo! It's just once again, like, look at that. Nice, but at the same time, could we have had one with the original Dumbledore? I mean, no hate on Michael Gambon. I think that's his name. But, you know, it's a shame. The other one seemed more book Dumbledore, if you get me. But, you know, like, it just, oh, was that Hogsmeade? Was that Hogsmeade? I'm not gonna be able to find it again, am I? Anyway. You know, just, if If you love Harry Potter, this is a fun one. There we go, this looks me. So, like, see, this is what I mean. Like, you got sketch, you got illustration. I love seeing side by sides, like the steps and everything. It's beautiful. Also, out of curiosity, if you know what house you are, let me know down below, because it's always fun discussing which houses you are. Personally, I'm a Hufflepuff. I think I'm borderline Ravenclaw, but I'm definitely Hufflepuff. So, Harry Potter fan, try hunt down a copy of this. Again, I will be making a flip through of this, so if you are interested, stay tuned for that. Next, we have The Art of Avatar. Again, out of print. I found this one on what website? I think it was World Books. Unfortunately, some of the pages are a bit ripped. It's a little annoying, but it's pretty. It's a very thin book in comparison to all my others, but I love Avatar. How many of us loved Avatar when it came out? That film was insane. So definitely looking forward to, hopefully, if it's not, you know, delayed again, the next installment coming next year, but you know, it's pretty. So we've got, you know, the world, the creatures, the Na'vi. Oops. Oh, I already did that page. No, it's beautiful. I think in terms of, is this book worth it? Maybe. I think there's a lot of images out there already online, but I love Avatar, so to me, yeah. For someone who loves sort of humanoid, like creating humanoid fantasy work, it was worth it. There's creatures, there's humanoids, there's plants, there's... Oh, I didn't see any plants in there, but I'm pretty sure there are. Anyway, so we are now finally down to our last book. I've thought about making this video a couple of times, and I probably have like an extra 5 or more books since the last time I thought of this, so, you know, I'm sure I'll be adding to this collection soon. So the last one, Star Trek. You a Star Trek fan? Hands up. Me. But I think this, the likes of the reboot films, they're very pretty. Again, humanoids, creatures, just, you know, sucker for pretty art. If you're a fan of sort of sci-fi stuff, this is a good book. Like, look at that. It's gorgeous. Yeah. That is all the books I have so far in my collection. I have heaps more I want to get at the moment, but holding off to maybe Christmas. So, as I said before, if there's any books that you want me to review, leave me a comment down below and I will get to them as soon as I can. You know, like there's stacks to go through here, so if there's something you want to see soon, just let me know. I'll bump it to the top of the list. And thanks for watching the video. Please like and subscribe, really helps me out, especially to, you know, keep making videos all the time. I'm making, apart from all the book videos, I'm making some tutorials. I've got stacks of videos planned, so if you want to stay tuned, please hit that notification bell, and I'll see you soon.